students, I am very glad to meet you again through this video. I hope that you have gone through the previous topics, digestive system. In this class, we are going to learn about the other organ systems. First, let us start with the respiratory system. The respiration, what is respiration? The respiration is the exchange of respiratory gases. Exchange of respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Where does the exchange takes place? The exchange takes place between the body and the environment. Between the body and the environment. Here in the leeches, there are no special organs for the process of respiration. So, the process of respiration is brought about by the process of diffusion. The respiration is brought about by diffusion by or through skin. Diffusion through skin. In the body of the leech contain dense minute blood vessels. Dense minute blood vessels. The minute blood vessels form capillaries. Minute blood vessels form capillaries. What are capillaries? Capillaries are small blood vessels, and inside the capillaries hemocoelic fluid is present, or the capillaries contain hemocoelic fluid. Then next, the hemocoelic fluid extends up to epidermis. Hemocoelic fluid The hemocoelic fluid extends between epidermis. So when when leeches are inside the water, the oxygen dissolved in water or the dissolved oxygen diffused into the hemocoelic fluid. At the same time, the carbon dioxide in the hemocoelic fluid diffused out. You see this as leech. Here it is inside the water. So the water contains the water contains oxygen. The body contains hemocoelic fluid. The oxygen from the water diffuse into the body or hemocoelic fluid. At the same time, the carbon dioxide from the body or hemocoelic fluid diffused out. See, oxygen diffuse into the hemocoelic fluid and carbon dioxide diffused out from the hemocoelic fluid. In this way, the process of respiration takes place in the organism. And another one important thing which supports the process of respiration is mucus. The mucus is a slimy secretion secreted by the skin and which keep the body moist always and which supports or which prevents the drying of the skin and supports the process of respiration. Next system is circulatory system. Circulation is the transporting of food and the fluid from one part of the body to the other part of the body or all over the body. Transporting the fluids or nutrients, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. all over the body. That is called circulation. So here the circulation is brought about by hemocoelic system. Circulation is brought about by hemocoelic system. There are no true blood vessels. So the blood vessels are replaced by four longitudinal canals or channels. So one of these longitudinal canal is called dorsal canal. A dorsal canal, a ventral canal, and two lateral canals. So the blood vessels are replaced by four longitudinal canals or channels because there are no true blood vessels, and they are a dorsal canal, a ventral canal, and two lateral canals. The dorsal canal is seen above the alimentary canal. What is alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is the digestive tract where the process of digestion takes place. A ventral canal. The ventral canal is seen below the alimentary canal. And the other two lateral canals are seen on either side of alimentary canal. On either sides of alimentary canal. The alimentary canal serves as heart. Alimentary canal serves as heart. The alimentary canal contains inner valves also. And all these four canals or channels, dorsal canal, ventral canal, and two lateral canals connected posteriorly in the 26th chambers. Connected in 26th chamber or segment, 26th segment. So in this way the circulation is brought about in the leeches. And next system is nervous system. The central nervous system of the leech consists of a nerve ring and a paired ventral nerve cord. A nerve ring and a paired ventral nerve cord. And the nerve ring surrounds the pharynx. The nerve ring surrounds pharynx. The nerve ring consists of 4 ganglia. The nerve ring consists of 4 ganglia. They are suprapharyngeal ganglia, suprapharyngeal ganglion, ganglion is singular and plural to ganglion is ganglia. And the another one is subpharyngeal ganglion, and the other two are circumpharyngeal connectives. Circumpharyngeal connectives. See, this is the body of leeches. So here the mouth and the brain is located here, and the brain consists of a nerve ring. In addition to that, a paired ventral nerve cord is seen in the ventral side. From the ventral nerve cord, a pair of ganglia arises like this. So this is brain. Ganglion, and this is the ventral nerve cord. So the central nervous system of the leech consists of a nerve ring and a paired ventral nerve cord. The nerve ring surrounds the pharynx, and the paired ventral nerve cord runs from the brain up to the end of the body. And the central nerve ring, the nerve ring is formed of 4 ganglia. One is suprapharyngeal ganglion, which lies above the pharynx. Suprapharyngeal ganglion lies above the pharynx. Subpharyngeal ganglion lies below the pharynx, and the lateral connectives are called circumpharyngeal connectives. Next system is excretory system. The excretory system takes place by means of 17 pairs of nephridia. 17 pairs of nephridia. So the nephridia are the organs of excretion. What are the organs of excretion? Nephridia are the organs of excretion. How many pairs of nephridia are present? There are 17 pairs of nephridia are present in the body. And these nephridia are segmentally arranged. They are segmentally arranged. From 6th to 22nd, 6th to 22nd segments. So excretion takes place by means of 17 pairs of nephridia, and the nephridae are segmentally arranged paired structures. They are arranged from 6th to 22nd segments. Next system is called reproductive system. And the reproduction, what is reproduction? Reproduction is the process by which organisms produce its own kind. Organisms produce its own kind. That is called reproduction. Reproduction is the process by which the organisms produce its own kind. That means a cow can produce a calf. A dog can produce a puppy. A cow cannot produce a puppy and a dog cannot produce a calf. So here in the leeches are actually hermaphrodite animals. Leeches are hermaphrodite animals. What is hermaphrodite? This is a very important word. Hermaphrodite means some of the organisms possess both male and female reproductive structures or organs. Male and female reproductive structures or organs. Such organisms are called as hermaphrodite animals. So leeches also possess both male and female reproductive organs in the single body. That is why leeches are called as hermaphrodites. We can give some other examples also. The earthworm also the example for hermaphrodites. Earthworms also examples for hermaphrodites. So let us study about the male reproductive system. First, what are the organs involved in the process of the male reproductive system? The male reproductive organs are 11 pairs of testes, vas efferents, vas deferens, epididymis, ejaculatory duct, penis and the genital atrium. These are the male reproductive organs. So how many pairs of testes are present? 11 pairs of testes are present. In singular, testis. Plural, testes. Now let us see the diagram. These are the 11 pairs of testes. The testes are in the form of a spherical sac. Testes are in the form of spherical sacs. They are called testis sacs. They are called and from each testis sac arises a short tube. A short tube arises from each testis, that is called vas efferents. See, these short tubes are called as vas efferents. And vas efferents of the same side join together or leads into vas deferens. The vas efferents of the same side leads into vas or leads connected into a common duct called vas deferens. So this is the common duct, the vas efferents of the same side connected with a common duct called vas deferens of that side. So now this vas deferens becomes convoluted. Vas deferens become convoluted to form epididymis. This convoluted structure is called epididymis. See this side also they convoluted to become epididymis. All the epididymis join together and the last epididymis of the 11th testis. See, this is the last testis sacs. They are connected like this. And from the last one arises a common duct that is called ejaculatory duct. This is called ejaculatory duct. Then the ejaculatory duct leads into the ejaculatory duct leads into or enter into genital atrium. See the diagram of male reproductive system. It consists of 11 pairs of testes and these testes are present in the form of a sac that is called testis sacs. These are the testis sacs. From each testis sacs, a short tube arises. They are called as vas efferents. The vas efferents of the same side enter into or leads into a common duct. This is the common duct. The common duct is called vas deferens. All the vas efferents of the same side connected with the vas deferens of that side. Vas deferens. Then the vas deferens convoluted to become a coiled mass that is called ejaculatory duct. The ejaculatory duct connected with the genital atrium. The genital atrium consists of two different parts. One is the penis and another one is the prostate gland. So it consists of two parts. The penial sac which enters into the penis and the another one is the coiled prostate gland. That's all about the male reproductive organs. Here in the ejaculatory duct arise from the vas deferens and the epididymis is the coiled structure. Epididymis is the coiled structure. It is used to store the spermatozoa. See the epididymis. These are epididymis. The epididymis store spermatozoa. That means the male gametes. Male gametes. Let us see the visual image of male reproductive system. For the 11 pairs of testis sacs, from each testis sac arise a short tube called vas efferens. The vas efferens of all the same side joined together to form or connected with the common duct of that side, that is called vas deferens. This is called vas deferens. The vas deferens convoluted to become epididymis. The epididymis is used to store spermatozoa, and the spermatozoa, then the epididymis leads into ejaculatory duct, a short ejaculatory duct, and the ejaculatory duct opens into the genital atrium. We see the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system of leech consists of a pair of ovaries in the 11th segment. Male reproductive system, 11 pairs of testes from 12th segment up to the 22nd segment, and the female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries in the 11th segment alone. The ovaries are in the form of coiled ribbon-shaped structure. The ovaries are coiled ribbon-shaped structure. From each ovary arises a small duct that is called oviduct. And the oviduct of both sides connected together and enter into the pear-shaped vagina. And the oviduct of both sides join together and enter into the vagina, that is pear-shaped structure. From each ovaries, the ova are budded off. Ova are budded off or produced. So in the male reproductive system, sperms are produced, and the female reproductive system, ova are produced. Ova are the female gametes. So now let us see about the process of fertilization and the development. The fertilization is internal. Fertilization is internal fertilization. What is internal fertilization? If the fusion of fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes. If the fusion of male and female gametes takes place inside the female's body or inside the organisms, body of the organisms, that is called internal fertilization. In the leeches also, the fertilization takes place inside the body of the organism. That is why this fertilization is called internal fertilization. And after the internal fertilization or the internal fertilization is followed by cocoon formation. After the internal fertilization, cocoon is formed. What is cocoon? Cocoon is nothing but the egg case. Egg case. That is the cocoon. So inside, after the internal fertilization, the cocoon is formed. The cocoon is formed around the 9th, 10th and 11th segments. The cocoon is formed around 9th, 10th and 11th segments. And after the internal fertilization, development takes place. The development is direct development. That is the direct development. What is direct development? After the fertilization, if the young ones are coming out of the body directly, that is, or the young ones, they are looking alike their parents, or coming out of the body, are called as the direct development. So here also in leeches also, after the internal fertilization, the cocoon contains up to 24 embryos inside the egg case. Up to 24 embryos are present inside the egg case, Then after the developmental process is completed, all the 24 embryos looking like that of their parents emerge out. The young leeches which are looking like that of their parents. So the young leeches coming out of the egg case which are looking like that of their parents. That is why this process is called direct development. There is no intermediate stage between the parents and the young ones. That is why this process is called direct development. Leeches are parasites, ectoparasites. What are ectoparasites? The parasites which are attached with the other organisms, other host, is called as the external parasites. The parasites which are attached with the external body of other host are called as the ectoparasites. The parasitic adaptations. What are the parasitic adaptations followed by the leeches? So the leeches have some of the special adaptative structures to lead the parasitic life. They are the first one is the jaws. See, first one is the suckers. With the suckers, they attach with the body of the host, and the next, with the help of the jaws, they make incision. Suckers are used for attachment with the host body. Jaws are used for making the incision in the host body. Then the pharynx. The pharynx are used for sucking the blood. Pharynx are used for sucking the blood. Then the hirudin of the salivary gland. Hirudin of salivary gland prevent blood clotting. Prevents and the sucked blood is stored in crop. Stored the blood sucked by the pharynx is stored in the crops region. So for a long time duration, in the crop region, the blood is stored and it supplies a continuous nourishment to the leeches. Then there are no setae or parapodia. Setae or parapodia. There are organs of locomotion. Here there is no necessary for that. It does not need any locomotory organ because they are the parasites. The parasites always depend on other organisms for their food and locomotion. So they do not need any organ of locomotion. So setae or parapodia are absent. That's all about the parasitic adaptation.